Hello. In this video, I am going to explain the difference between nominal GDP and real GDP. Nominal GDP is the value of GDP in terms of prices prevailing at the time of measurement. So suppose if you are measuring GDP or calculating GDP for the year 2023, then I must take prices of 2023. Real GDP is the value of GDP measured in terms of prices prevailing in a given base year. So base year can be any year before the current year. So for example, if I want to calculate real GDP for the year 2023, then I will use the price of the previous or any other year. So let's say 2022. Let me give you a simple example and show you how we calculate nominal and real GDP. So let's assume that this country is producing only 4 products: machines, kilometers of road, bread, and cars. The quantities for 2023 are 130 machines, 50 kilometers of road, 650 bread, and 26 cars. Now, we can't add these 4 numbers because they have different units. So we have to convert these quantities into value by multiplying its respective prices. So for machines, the price is $125. For kilometers of road, $350 per kilometer, $3 per bread, and per car is $840. These are fictitious numbers. Notice that in this column, that is price column, I have taken prices for the same year, that is 2023. I am calculating GDP for 2023. I'm using the same year price, 2023. So if you multiply these two numbers, 130, 125, then 50, 350, like this, you can calculate nominal GDP in 2023. So in this slide, you can see I just multiplied 130 and 125. I get 16,250. Similarly, 17,500, 1,950, 21,840. So these are the values for all these 4 products. When I add all these values, I get a number 57,540. So this is the nominal GDP of this country using the same year price, that is the prevailing price of the same year, 2023. Now, if I want to calculate real GDP instead of nominal GDP, so when we calculate real GDP for 2023, let's assume I take the price of these products in 2022 instead of 2023. So just previous year's prices. So prices for these products in 2022 are given. So instead of 125, the price has now gone down to, so from 120, you can see 125, now price goes down to 100. For 350, price is now 300, 3 to 840, and the price was only 800 into. So a year ago, the prices are lower than 2023. That is this year, not this year, but in 2023. So how I am going to calculate a real GDP? So I take the quantities of 2023, but we value these products by using 2022 prices instead of 2023 prices. So what I do, I multiply 130 by 100, not 125. I multiply 50 by 300, not 350, like this. Then I will have numbers here, and then I add, that you can see in the next slide. So if you see in the next slide, I calculated real GDP in 2023, and the base year is 2022. The real GDP is 50,100, which is less than the nominal GDP 57,540. So why we have different answer? Why real GDP is lower than nominal GDP? This is simply because of the prices. Prices of all these four products have gone up in 2023. That is why you have higher value of GDP. So some countries, sometimes the nominal GDP has a very high value. It does not always mean that that country is producing more goods and services. It is possible that because of increase in prices, the nominal GDP is inflated. So the value of nominal GDP will be higher because of the higher prices. So in order to eliminate the price impact from this measure, we calculate real GDP by excluding the price effect. So I have taken previous year's prices for all these products and then calculate the value. So notice that it is less than the nominal GDP. Now, if you take these two numbers, that is nominal GDP and real GDP for the same year, remember this real GDP is not for 2022. This real GDP is also for 2023, but using 2022 prices. So one thing is sure by looking at these two numbers, that nominal GDP is higher than real GDP. It clearly suggests that there is an increase in price level, general price level of all these goods and services, in this case only 4 goods. So now what I have written here, you can read nominal GDP in 2023, $57,540. Real GDP in 2023, same year, but using the price of 2022 is 50,100. So if we divide nominal GDP by real GDP and then multiply by 100, this is what we call GDP deflator. So GDP deflator is 57,540, that is nominal GDP, divided by 50,100, that is real GDP, times 100. So I get 114.85. There's no unit of this number. This is an index basically. So this is what we call GDP deflator. What is the meaning of this 114.85? Actually, the base year is 2022. So in the base year 2022, the index is always 100. So if you compare with 100 and this 114.85, you can easily see that there's an increase of 14.85%. So 14.85% is the increase in general price level. And this, remember, this 14.85 is not inflation. We measure inflation using consumer price index. This is GDP deflator. I'm considering all goods and services produced in the economy and the prices, average prices of all goods and services in the economy. So though that index has gone up by 14.85%. And we can also calculate this 14.85% by just taking the percentage increase. So you can see that 57,450 minus 50,100 divided by 50,100. This is how we calculate percentage change. So percentage change is 57 540, sorry, minus 550,100 divided by the same initial value, 50,100 times 100, and I get the same answer, that is 14.8%, 85%, sorry. So there's an increase in the price level by 14.85%, and that is the reason why nominal GDP is slightly higher, because there is some price impact as well. The value of those goods and services has gone up because of this increase in price as well. I hope you have understood this point. Thanks.